This country is in trouble. After another weekend of violence, and Starmer once again stirring it up. He was on TV last night giving a speech about all the trouble that's going on. He says that the full force of the law will be used against these rioters, which I agree. This is not the way to demonstrate or protest. This is not the thing to do. Smashing property up, it's a no-no. The people who did this deserve to be punished, and they will be punished in the courts. But Starmer is, as I say, stirring it up. This country is now heading towards becoming a police state, because what Starmer is suggesting is we have the makings of a police state, where it'll be the police will decide who can demonstrate and who can't. They will pick and choose to say you can't demonstrate but the others can, and we know what it'll be. It'll be the police will be given new powers to abuse their power. It only seems to be white demonstrators who seem to be on the receiving end of police in riot gear. It looks like to me that the police are getting ready for a war. They're ready for war. And what about the marauding Muslims who were wandering around with weapons in their hands, threatening white people? Where were the police then? Well, we know the police are terrified of the Muslim community. We know they won't lift a finger to make any arrests, because if they do, they will be deemed to be racist. This is all thanks to Keir Starmer, who is not Prime Minister now. He's become a dictator. He's becoming a dictator, and he's riding roughshod over everybody. Why is it that when white people want to demonstrate, they are met with riot police and police officers on horses, but the likes of the Palestinian marchers are not, because they have been shouting horrible things. They want horrible things done to us. So why aren't the police acting? Especially the Metropolitan Police. Did you see the news today when the Prime Minister called a Cobra meeting, and when it was over, it showed you Sir Mark Rowley coming out, and a reporter asked him if there was a two-tier policing, and apparently he grabbed the microphone and threw it on the ground. Well, we know there is two-tier policing. This is what's going to happen in Britain, with Starmer's Britain as Prime Minister. This is what's going to happen. And it's no good Starmer saying there is two-tier policing. There is, because we've seen it in the last few days. I mean, and of course, Starmer has been aided and abetted by his useless Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, who we all saw in a photo on Twitter or a video, and holding up a sign saying, "Refugees are welcome." It looks like that Britain is going to, the UK is going to have its first left-wing government. And like I said, we're heading into we're becoming a police state. What's going to happen is, if there's any more trouble in future, what's going to happen in future demonstrations is that the Home Secretary, Cooper, will, with the police, decide who can demonstrate and who can't. What we're going to see is a kind of lockdown, with them deciding that these so-called right-wing thugs, as they call them, as they smear everybody with, they decide X, Y and Z, you can't demonstrate, but others can, like the anti-fascists. They'll be allowed to demonstrate, and also the pro-Palestinians, they'll be allowed to demonstrate, but ordinary British people who want to demonstrate against immigration, they won't be allowed. That is what's going to happen. That is all part of Keir Starmer's master plan to destroy white working class Britons into submitting to his dictatorship. That's what it'll become, a dictatorship. We're already beginning to edge towards that. And he'll bring in laws which will forbid forbid British people from demonstrating, and non-white people will also be allowed to demonstrate. We'll have what it will have is, not only will we have two-tier policing, we shall have two-tier demonstrations. Only one side will be able to demonstrate. The rest of us, we won't be able to, thanks to Starmer. And what do I think of Keir Starmer? He's a prick. That's what he is. He's a prick. He hasn't been Prime Minister for long, and he's already turning out to be the worst Prime Minister ever. I keep calling him Prime Minister, but he's not. He's becoming a dictator. This country is going to have, like I said, we're going to have our first left-wing government, and God help us. Because you know what these lefties are like? They are power mad, and they will be dictating to people and telling us what to think and what to say. Well, I can tell you something now. It's no good Starmer thinking that he's going to tell me what I can say and can't say, because it's not going to work. What he's doing is he's playing a dangerous game, and it's going to cost him dear at the next election, because those voters who are against immigration and wanted something stopped, and he keeps calling them far right, he forgets one thing. They voted for him at the last election we've just had, and they put him in Downing Street. If he's going to keep saying that, calling everybody far right, who disagrees with him and disagrees on immigration, those people who voted for him are going to get their own back on him come the next election. He's going to feel the backlash. He's in for a shock. Because if he carries on like he is, come the next election, he won't be Prime Minister. After the next election, he'll be gone. So it's up to us, the people, to make a stand and put a stop to him before it's too late. Well, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off, and I'll see you all again in another one.